Hi and welcome everyone. Happy Friday. It's Kathleen here, and today I want to share a closer look at our new Delicate Details release that is available in our shop now. And I'm going to start with some kind of basics or sort of standalone items, and let me just put the rest to the side. Now in this release we have 3 new cover plate dies that we've added to our lineup. We have the trellis, the petal grid, and the modern design blocks. And I will show you what these look like. So this one right here is the trellis and gives you this beautiful, intricate die cut. And what's really fun about this die is that you can of course use this die cut piece right here, or you can also keep the inside pieces and either combine it, like have some of them stay stuck inside, or pop them up with some foam adhesive, or just use the inside pieces on their own, or you could even die cut them from different colors and then have sort of a colorful mix and match situation. And it looks beautiful also dry embossed, which I will also show you in a moment. The next one is the petal grid, and this one as with most of our A2 of our cover plate dies, so these are all A2 sized. This one doesn't have an outside cut line, so you can die cut this directly from a card base without cutting, the card front apart. And then this is what it looks like once it's die cut. And I did keep some of the pieces inside just to show you that you can get different looks from this die. So this is the die cut piece. I just didn't pop all of these little pieces out. Now the third cover plate die might look a little bit familiar to some of you. This is called Modern Design Blocks, and that is because it was part of an event kit. I don't remember off the top of my head which event kit it was, but some of you might already have this die, which is also why this one is not part of the full release bundle. And this is, as you can see, a pretty intricate die with lots of different shapes cut out, and you will see some design team examples using all of these cover plate dies as we go on, as I share all of the other product suites with you. Another kind of standalone staple item is the On My Mind product suite, which is a 4x6 clear stamp set and a coordinating die set with 9 different sentiments, and then also a die for each of those sentiments. With care, with love, here's to small wins, grateful for you big time, wishing you a beautiful birthday, let today be lovely, you are on my mind in the best way, with caring thoughts, and I think that was all of them. And if you're not familiar with our dies and press plates, all of them that include more than one piece have a magnetic sheet in between the packaging so that all of those stay in place. So you don't need a separate storage system, which I think is fabulous. And this product suite right here is called Lush Elegance. So it's a 4-piece product suite with a 6x8 clear stamp set, so a pretty big one. Coordinating layering stencils, a coordinating press plate, and dies. And the stamp set as well as the press plates include these gorgeous, elegant, dainty flowers, and then some sentiments to go with it. So you have, hold on, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 large sentiments, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 small ones. The small ones are not part of the press plate just because they would be too intricate, too detailed to show up well on a press plate, but all of the large ones are available in the press plate version as well. And you have things like you've touched my heart, grateful for this moment, thank you for lifting me up, just a note to brighten your day, the best part is you, and my heart is full because of you. And then just a few smaller ones like with a grateful heart or simply thank you. So as you can see, these are merged onto one press plate and also onto one stamp. So you can see that, hold on. You can see that all of these are one stamp, but they are separate pieces when you die cut them. Just grab 2 that I haven't used yet. So once you die cut them, you will have end up with 4 separate die cuts. but you only have to line up, you know, stencils and dye and everything once, which I think is always great. And then you can use the 5-piece layering stencils to color in those beautiful florals. And the coordinating die cuts all of the large sentiments and the floral elements. So the same as there is on the press plate. And of course, we have some beautiful design team inspiration where you can also see some of those new cover plate dies in use. Now, another product suite in this release with a clear stem set is called Petal Poise. And this is a 4x6 clear stem set, and then you have coordinating dies and a layering stencil set. The dies cut out all of the images and all of the large sentiments apart from this small one right here that's saying, that says, "I thought about you today." And then the other ones are "Wishing you well, your kindness shines, for a special someone, holding you close in my thoughts and with loving thoughts." And then you get 5 different florals, which again are merged onto one stamp, and you use the coordinating layering stencils to color in those florals. And then this product suite, Petal Poise, was designed to coordinate with the Ribbon Splendor Stencil and Die Only product suite, which is a really fun one. And I can see this one being used over and over, and also for Christmas I think it's going to be great. So the idea is that you can you use the stencils to ink blend these 3 layering stencils onto an A2 piece of cardstock, and then you use the coordinating die to die cut this out. And this would leave you with something like this. Now I already added some metallic pearls in the centers. And you can see it adds these beautiful edged lines as well for a little bit more kind of dimension. And then you could use the Petal Poise to arrange those florals in the corners and in the center. Or you could do it like I did here and just put them behind and on top a little bit and just get creative. Or you could just use them separately. You don't have to combine them. You can use the Petal Poise completely on its own. Or you could use the Ribbon Splendor completely on its own, which, for example, Andrea did, and she created a gorgeous card. And you can also see the trellis cover plate die here used for dry embossing. And I also die cut a shadow layer of the Ribbon Splendor from glitter cardstock. So I think that also gives it a really nice festive touch. So I am definitely going to make some Christmas cards with this. Now we have one more stencil and die only product suite in this release, and this is called Wildflower Elegance. And you have a 5-piece layering stencil set and then a coordinating die to die cut the ink blended image. And if you've never used these before, just a quick, how to, because you don't have a stamped or hot foiled image to line up your stencils. What you would do is you start with stencil number 1 on a piece of A2 cardstock or a larger piece. You ink blend your first layer and make sure to cover these little triangles with ink as well. And then you move on to layer stencil number 2, line up those triangles again, and that means you will get a perfectly lined up image. And you just repeat this until you are done with your stencils. Now there's one exception to this one in this product suite, and this is that we have combined stencil 3 and 4 onto one, because it's just a few openings and we wanted to avoid having to add another stencil, which of course would also increase the cost for you. So this time you would only line up this one triangle here for this part up here. But it's really easy to do. And then when you are done with your stencils, you will use the die, line up the triangles again, and die cut it out. And this will give you a beautiful die cut image with no white outline. So this is the advantage of these stencil and die only product suites. Same as with the bows, you have no white outline. And you have these beautiful edged details again for a little bit of added dimension. Now this time we have 3 new cling stems with coordinating products. So let me get started with the first one. And this release, the name is Delicate Details, and this is because most of these designs have these really delicate, well, details, these very dainty, fine lines, little small details, like just, just like those dots at the end of those, I don't know, sprigs or whatever you would call them. And there are more images like this that have this very elegant finish. So this one is called Swan Reverie, and it has a cling stamp that fits onto an A2 panel. You can also get a press plate with the same image for hot foiling, or for a letterpress effect with the Better Press system, or also for dry embossing, just to add a little bit of texture on your background. And then you have a coordinating 5-piece layering stencil set to color in that image. So this is just a mock-up of, some colors that you could choose. You can, of course, do whatever you like, and we have also some great design team inspiration with this one. Oh, and I also wanted to show you, let me grab some darker cardstock. I used the coordinating press plate with our heat-resistant acetate and hot foiled it in some, I think, rose gold or like copper foil. It's a bit difficult to see on camera, but it adds a beautiful finish. And I just forgot, I also made one here with another tone on tone. So I actually hot foiled the image in black on black cardstock. Now next up we have the Bloomscape product suite, which you might have seen Isha and me use this past Tuesday on our YouTube channel in a YouTube live session. So you can, if you haven't checked it out, make sure to go back and watch that replay later on. Anyway, so you have a cling stamp, again, sized so that it fits on an A2 panel. You have a coordinating press plate with exactly the same image. You have the 5-piece layering stencils, which you can use to color in your hot foiled or letterpressed or stamped image. And then the fun thing about this die is it's a 1-piece die, so just one large die, but it will give you all of these single flowers and leaves that you can then play around with on your cards, on your projects. So this one is so much fun because you just do the work once and then you have so many pieces to use on your cards, and even especially when you only use a few of them on a card, like I did here, you will have so much left over that you can then use on 1 or 2 or even 3 more cards. This is the one that I created in that YouTube live session. So I just used all of them. But as I said, you can also definitely use just a few and use the press plate or the cling stamp, or, combine them. And then last but not least, we have, or I should say last but not least in our delicate details release, but there is one more thing that I will show you after this, so stay tuned. But this one is called Bloom and Brew. And again, it's a cling stamp that fits onto an A2 panel with this beautiful setting here with the teapot, a cup, and then these floral branches. And then down here, so you also have a coordinating press plate that gives you that same image. And down at the bottom, you can see that it gives this effect of kind of like a tablecloth over the edges of a table with all of these wrinkles. So you can use the coordinating 5-piece layering stencils to color in your image. And as I said, there is a press plate and a stamp. Here I used the press plate for hot foiling. And I cut down my image to fit on this postcard, but it would fill an A2 panel completely if you didn't cut it down. Now, I know this video is already pretty long, but stay with me. We have one more thing coming out today, and it's been a long time coming. Our premium liquid watercolors, and we have 3 different sets of 12 shades each. So they're not duplicates, they are all different colors, and they are all kind of modeled after our ink colors. As you can see, I mean, these are 36 colors in total. We have much more ink pads, so we didn't get all of the ink pad colors, but picked, you know, just a few that we thought would work great together. So we have 3 different sets, and we kind of combined them for different sort of themes. So we have the classics, and you get this box like you already know from our blending brushes, for example. So you could totally use this box as your storage. So once you're done with your watercoloring, you can just slide that back in and use it to store that in, you know, a drawer or a cupboard or whatever you like. And then you have these 12 different colors. You can find all of the information on our website as well. Each of the product descriptions will list which color is included. So you have, for example, sunshine, and then you get this little bottle with half an ounce, so 14.79 milliliters. These are all made in the USA. And you would just screw off the top, and then you can put that into a little, you know, paint palette and start using them. And these are plastic bottles, so they are a little bit squishy. You can kind of squish them to get something out, and you know, they wouldn't break if you drop them. And they are just not as heavy as having 12 glass bottles would be. The second set is the jewel tones, which are beautiful. So you have Raspberry Bliss, for example, Regal Kiss, Lush Forest, Spanish Moss, and so on. So some of the darker tones, jewel tones, perfect for also fall projects, I think. And then the third set is the pastels. I think pastels. I'm going to stick with that. So you have, of course, some of our most favorite colors like Ballet Slipper, Coral Reef, Peach Fuzz, Lemon Whip, Mint, Sky Blue, Soft Lilac, you know, all of these beautiful soft tones, and also Warm Buff and Misty Coast. And then the classics also includes espresso and licorice. So you have some browns and kind of grays in there as well. Now, I don't want this video to get, you know, an hour long, so I'm not going to go into more detail about these. I just want to also mention we also have watercolor paper pad, and this is vegan paper. So that was something that was important to us, because sometimes there is gelatin used for gluing the papers together, which is not the case with our paper pad. So it's high quality watercolor paper from Germany. I don't have that paper pad with me, so I can't show you, but I will show you very soon, and you will see it popping up on our social media, on the social media of our design team members. And we also will make sure to share lots of inspiration with you using these watercolors, and probably also get some video content for you that will show you all of these in much more detail than I can do right now. Also to mention that these are going to be discounted at 20% off, same with the watercolor paper. The reason being that these are modeled after our current inks, which we are now slowly discontinuing because if you haven't heard the news yet, we are planning on bringing you new ink colors with matching cardstock, and we will go into much more detail in a different YouTube live and, you know, on our social media and so on. Now, that was a lot of information. If you're still with me, thank you. I know it was a lot, and as always, we have a blog hop going on to celebrate this new release. Make sure to stop by for lots of inspiration and for a chance to win $50 gift cards and the full release along the way. And then also leave a comment below this video telling us what you are most excited about, and thereby be entered to win the entire Delicate Details release bundle. We hope you enjoy this new release, these watercolors, and we can't wait to see what you create with it. Thank you so much for joining me today and for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and see you again soon.